What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another movie review. I'm Chase Lee, and the movie I want to take a look at right now is The Hunt. Now, this one comes from Universal Pictures. It is directed by Craig Zobel, and this one stars Betty Gilpin, among many other celebrities that are barely even in it, so don't let the marketing fool you, because it fooled me. But this is very much Betty Gilpin in her character and her journey. And so she and other strangers that wake up in the woods, they have no idea where they're at, and so they're being hunted down. Bullets, arrows, grenades, stuff is just flying everywhere, and people are just dying left and right. And so they find weapons early on in the film to defend themselves, but the main questions running through their heads are who, what, when, where, why, and how, and we get to have all those questions answered at the end. So if you wanted to go into this movie blind, I think I did enough to dance around the plot. It's just a bunch of strangers being hunted down, and it's a survival movie. That's it. So there you go. So this movie is definitely not shy of its controversy. It was supposed to come out last September, but due to the horrific and frequent, occurrence of mass shootings in this country, it's absolutely awful. But I think 2 of them happened around the time that the movie was supposed to come out, and political pundits on TV, we're just saying, oh, look at this trailer. It's liberals killing conservatives. What kind of sick, twisted person would want to watch this? This is going to divide the country. This is gross and disgusting and disturbing. And guess what? Universal used that to their advantage because they did, at first, not release the movie. They're like, all right, fine. We're pulling this. It's just not a great time right now. Then they come back with a new poster and trailer, and they put all those quotes and stuff from television and what people have said on their poster, and they went full on into it. And the second trailer was more of a satirical kind of dark comedy approach versus the first trailer where it was like serious and just brooding and eerie and definitely a different tone. And so I was like, well, I appreciated both of those trailers in terms of a marketing kind of piece of art, but what is the movie going to be like? So I saw the movie, and the trailer that is like the most is number 2. So it is more of a poke fun at, over-the-top, kind of goofy, cartoonish look into stereotypes given by the left for the right and by the right for the left. And so that's the way I saw it. I didn't think it was controversial in the slightest. And to be honest with you, I thought it was fine. I thought it was a fine movie overall in terms of survival horror, a thriller, pure entertainment, for the gore hounds out there that just love gory and graphic violence. This movie has plenty of that. Kind of remind me of like the violence in like Evil Dead, where even that violence, as much as I love it on a technical level and just the magic that went into executing those kills, it's still cartoonish and it's over the top. It's not meant to be taken serious, and that's what this movie is like. So if you love horror films, or if you're a gore hound, or if you love violence in horror films, go watch it. It's basically a slasher film. I think you'll enjoy it on that front. So let's talk about Craig Zobel, the director, and the writers, and how they approach the political attacks, the satirical approach, and the comedy infused into this story, because that's what the heart of the matter is. Like, is this movie controversial? Is it worth getting angry at? I don't think it's worth getting angry over. And to be quite honest with you, the people in the movie that are portrayed as the good guys are the people in real life that were complaining about this movie the most. That's all I'll say. So that's the way I saw it. I'm not left-leaning or right-leaning for that matter. I just saw it like I saw it, and that's what that is. And so I appreciate the aggressive approach that Zobel and the writing team did, because the first 20 minutes of this movie is super in your face. It is over-the-top violent. It is poking fun at people left and right. No person is spared. It is ruthless. They go after everyone. And so I was hoping from that point on, we would kind of leap off from the first act and dive into the second act, where we get to know a little bit more about the characters and their psyche, their positions on political issues, and maybe raise some interesting philosophical questions. So for us as an audience, we can watch it and be like, oh, that's interesting. I was against that, or I was for that, but now I have a different perspective on it. And I thought that's what they were going to do, given the fact that one of the co-writers was Damon Lindelof, who, even just recently brought us the amazing, Watchmen series on HBO, and that is a very philosophical show. It's got its fair share of violence and nudity, and it's, adult entertainment, but it's got some deeper stuff going on. And I thought it is a Blumhouse movie after all, and I like Blumhouse for the most part, but I should have known better. I didn't think they were going to go down that route, but they should have, because with the kind of political stuff and the attacks and the satire of it all, I felt like it was surface level reaching, where they could have gone further with this. I don't know how you do that, because this movie is very aggressive as is, but I felt like they could have gone a little further. Push the buttons, poke the bear, raise some discussion, while also having a very violent horror movie kind of wrapping itself around it. I thought maybe it could have been done something different like that, but I think overall it's just very surface level commentary of social issues, political issues, and doesn't really go beyond that. And I felt like they could have done more. But as an overall piece of entertainment, I think Zobel did his best. Some of the kills are creative. The gore is really fun to watch. Some of the practical effects are really well used. With I'm sure it's a seamless blend of CGI, but they did a really good job in making us kind of feel uncomfortable and squeamish when it comes to that stuff. But so it's a lot of stuff being kind of thrown at the wall, so to speak, and some of it works, some of it is fine, and I felt like this movie could have just gone for the fences. It might have failed epically, but I think they should have gone for the fences. And so that is just kind of my stance on it. I have no issue with political stuff or any type of satire on political stuff. If you want to go for that stuff, go for it. I even found myself laughing in a couple of spots, and I was like, even me as someone that's not really right-wing at all, I'm more kind of like in the middle, maybe middle left, maybe middle right. I have no clue. I was laughing at some of the absurdities from, conservatives, the liberals. It just, everything got to me. And I think when you poke fun at yourself like that, or you poke fun at other people, and you kind of just realize that all of this is just nothing but a screaming match online, it kind of makes us look ridiculous. And I think that's a great way to sum up the whole kind of approach with the just the political attacks, is that it makes us all look stupid, just arguing about stupid things. And so be passionate about your issues. Not saying don't do that. Be passionate, do your thing, be an activist, vote, do all that stuff. But it is fun to kind of watch something that just really kind of tears into everyone. So I found that to be enjoyable. And that's where the comedy kind of comes from, is the over-the-top violence and the kind of stereotypes that Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff has perpetuated on to society, and this movie just kind of highlights those. The acting in this film is pretty good for the most part. I think everyone's committed with their kind of cartoonish looks into conservatism or liberalism. It's just it's really fun to watch on that front. But Betty Gilpin is a really great lead. And I've said this ever since I saw Glow for the first time, because I watched it when it came out, 3 years ago? And I thought, Alison Brie was going to be like the one in that show to carry it, because, she was the more known star. But I've come around to it now, and, 3 seasons in, Betty Gilpin is the star of that show. And her character is the best character. And there's a lot going on underneath her emotionally, and there's so much scarring on her character that she carries that show with ease. So I knew going into this that, hey, Betty Gilpin's in it, like, she'll be a great supporting character, but they flipped it on us, and she's the main character, and she does a really great job kind of carrying this survivalist kind of, mentality. She's a great leader, very aggressive, and she just gets what she wants, and she's just trying to survive, and she does it in a very smart manner. She's not just shooting everywhere and not doing anything carelessly. Like, she thinks about stuff, and she's like, all right, if I'm going to do this or that, I got to take out these people. It's just, I don't know. She was a really great lead for this type of movie. I want to see her do more survival horror. I think that'd be really fun. But she was definitely the best part about the movie. She is in it the most. Hilary Swank is in it. She's fine. She has fun with her role. Yeah. All the other players there in it for like maybe 10 minutes or less, with Ethan Suplee, Emma Roberts, Ike Barinholtz, Justin Hartley. they're fine. It's once again, everyone really commits to the absurdities in this film, but Betty Gilpin kind of carries it. Listen, for a film that's almost 2 hours, I never thought it dragged. I thought it had a nice pace, a nice rhythm to it. It always kept going in some way, shape, or form. They always found themselves into interesting situations, and they would bring up like political issues or social commentary within those certain situations. I thought they could have handled that a little better. It just felt like it was surface level. But each situation that these characters were thrown in were just fun to watch and just fun to see them how they navigated throughout the entire thing. I thought it was a pretty entertaining movie on that front. So I was never bored. It always kind of had a steady pace to it. And that's about it. It kind of just ends. And I think that's where my main problem was, where I said at the beginning, I just felt like there could have been more. I felt numb while watching. It didn't really evoke any type of like questions or, morality issues, ethical issues. It was just like fine. I walked out and it was just a weird experience to begin with, and I'll get to that in just a second. But overall, I just thought once it ended and the credits roll, I was like, that's it? There could have been more. And honestly, I could have seen a series based on this premise. That would have been cool. FX, get on it. This seems like they'd be right up your alley or something. So yeah, that is my review of The Hunt. Not controversial in the slightest. I didn't really find it offensive at all. And there's stuff in this that will probably make someone angry, but if you can just kind of look at it as a mirror to us as a society, kind of poke fun at yourself, laugh at yourself, and realize that we're supposed to be in this together and not bickering at one another, maybe we can work out some of our issues and some of our differences and find some common ground. So maybe that's the silver lining to this movie. Who knows? I'm going to give it a C+. It's not really my favorite Blumhouse movie. I thought it was going to be up there for me just because of how crazy this movie, was made out to be, but I just found it to be middle of the road type of stuff. So what do you guys think of The Hunt? Please comment down below and let me know. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get up to dates on whatever I review, and like this video and do what you got to do. And that is it. And this is a weird kind of way to end this review, but I got to mention it and I got to let you guys know what's going on. So obviously, CB, I'm not going to say the word just because YouTube is finicky with that stuff, but the virus that's going on, it has taken a hold of the movie industry. Economic collapses are happening everywhere. Businesses are just not working as much, and there's just a lot of, closing down and stuff. And so with that being said, this is my last, wide release review for a while. I'm not done. It just, until this all blows over, I have to let you guys know that since, a lot of movies are being pulled out of theaters, I'm not going to the theaters anymore. The Hunt was the last time I'm going to step foot in a theater. I do have a screening next week, but I might cancel that, but it's for Amazon Prime Film, don't worry. But I have some smaller films coming up that I've got through Screener Link so I can watch at home. But for the most part, this is my last wide release for a while. I want you guys, I don't know where you guys live at. I don't know where you guys hail from, the subscribers on this channel, but I want you guys to stay safe. I want you guys to just stay as healthy as you can. We will all push through this as a collective, the world. This is a worldwide thing, and we'll get through this, and it'll be different. It'll be a different world, but we will trudge forward. And you guys are amazing. Thank you for the support. But please stay safe. And if you don't see many wide release movies for a while, you know why. And there's nothing we can do about it. But the best we can do is just hope that everyone just takes it seriously, doesn't go overboard with it. Trust me, I live in America, and if you live overseas and you're watching this, there's people that are crazy out there. Don't be crazy. Just be rational, please. But yes, you guys are the best. I wanted to let you guys know that so you aren't blindsided and not seeing any major activity on this channel for a while. I will still have some reviews in the next couple weeks because I've already seen them via screener at home, but no big releases. So that is all I had to say. That is my review of The Hunt. Please let me know down below if I am crazy and this is actually the most controversial film of your lifetime. If you loved it, if you hated it, I would like to know your thoughts down below. And let's be civil in the comments, please. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. So that will do it for this review, guys. I'm Chase Lee. Stay safe. Stay awesome. You guys are the best. And tune in next time for whatever I review. Next, I will see you guys later.